Who's gonna save me? Me. Hello, Jade here from The Rawsome Truth. I put a post up this morning on Facebook and I couldn't actually believe how popular it was. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to just do a video on this. I have on my mirror a big thing that says, and I wrote it 9.5 years ago when I first gave up drinking, I am ultimately responsible for what happens to me. You can do this. And I read that every single morning when I wake up. That's what I read. It's right in front of me. And I have worked with thousands of women over the years. Some men, but predominantly women in the weight loss industry. I've run many support groups. I've run many different things. And ultimately, anybody who wants to lose weight or who wants to change their life or who wants to give up drinking or who wants to stop smoking or who wants to buy a house or who wants to study something or whatever it is that you want to do, you want to build a house, I don't know, whatever it is that your goal is, you and only you can do this. No one else is coming to save you. No one else is coming to do it for you. Nobody. And I think one of the biggest problems with people, and I've noticed this over the years, people tell themselves the same bullshit excuses over and over and over, and they genuinely believe them. And you know what? If you tell yourself something over and over, you are going to believe it. And I've met many people like that. I remember I had these two clients years ago, and we were doing a support meeting, and as part of my talk, I talked about our Prime Minister, and it was John Howard. And I said, you know what? Even little Johnny Howard gets up every morning and finds the time to go for a walk. And these people said, oh, yeah, but, he's wealthy, he's got this, he's got that. I said, he's running a country. I mean, how much time is that going to take? He's running a country. Are you doing anything at this point in time like running a country that's taking up all your time? And the excuses just flew out their mouth. I said, look, you're doing it again. You're still finding excuses. And this is what people do. They find the excuses. And my daughter's hooked on a saying at the moment, and it's when you stop making excuses, the results will come. And something I recommend to people is write down all the excuses you make. Even, the simple things, and people make crazy excuses, like seriously, there's always the regular ones, like I'm too tired, it's too cold, it's too hot, I can't be bothered. Well, if you can't be bothered, I can't help you. But, all the basic ones that happen, or, I forgot, or, anything that you regularly make, but then start and really be serious and look at those excuses that you constantly make. I haven't got time. Now, that's the number one excuse that most people make. I haven't got time. Find time. Find time to reach your goals, because if it's important to you, you will find the time, I assure you. I mean, I set my alarm every morning for 5 a.m. Sometimes, this morning it was 4:30 a.m. I got up, and that was because I had to be even earlier this morning out of the house. I had to drop some documents off to someone. So I knew in order to get my exercise done this morning, I had to be up at 4:30. Now, I can make all the excuses when my alarm goes off. I'm too tired, it doesn't matter, I'm healthy anyway, blah, 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 blah. But I don't. I know, and I just get up. It's just, that's what it is, because I know I'm only kidding myself. That's the only person I'm kidding when I make those excuses. So start to really look at the different things that you make. And it might be, I've got children. That's a big one. I've got children. You know, okay, you've got the children, but make it work. I've seen if we're just looking at exercise, I've seen plenty of mothers doing exercise with their children. They're using their babies as weights and everything. Go for walks. I know when my kids were little, I mean, they're grown up now, but when my kids were babies, I walked everywhere, and I had a tandem pram. You know, I had my little baby and my son. My kids were 16 months apart, and I used to take them in the tandem pram even, and I walked everywhere. I walked to get my groceries. I walked. We only had one car. We had no money. We had one car. My partner was working. I had to walk everywhere, and it was great because it kept me healthy. It kept me fit. I was, walking. Plus, it's great for the children. It gets them out there. When it comes to your food and everything, people do make excuses. I can't afford it. People constantly say, I can't afford to be healthy, but can you afford not to be? And I honestly believe eating healthy is not more expensive, especially if you're eating junk food. When you're eating junk food, you're spending a fortune. I see people and they've got all these processed food going into their trolley, the frozen pizzas, the frozen nuggets, the packets of chips, the little packets of chips, the muesli bars, you name it, it's all going into their trolley. There's nothing healthy about it, and those things are not cheap. They add up. I know when I used to buy all that crap, I was spending a lot of money. Nowadays, I eat fruit and vegetables, and yes, I am the first to say that, if you were just eating rice, beans and frozen veg, yes, you can feed yourself probably for $40 or $50 a week, really cheap. But now if you're stepping up, and a lot of people who follow me are raw vegans or wanting to be raw vegan, so I'm going to predominantly talk about that. If you're stepping up to wanting to be a raw vegan, and okay, it's a little bit more expensive, but you know what? It's so worth it. Think outside the square. Go to markets, look for the clearance tables, go to places that are cheap, talk to your fruit and veg. I get discounts on my bananas. I get discounts on stuff. He throws in extra things because I spend so much, I go there all the time. I'm his best customer, probably. They go, that weird banana lady's here again. So, but negotiate to get things cheaper. Think smart. If money is a problem, take on another job. Take on a job. Even, if you're not working, see if you can even get 5 or 6 hours somewhere a week just to get that little bit of extra money. Work out what you can sacrifice. And I think a lot of times that's what it is. Work out what you can sacrifice. Are you spending money elsewhere? I know a lot of people are buying coffee every single day from a coffee shop, and then they say, I can't afford to eat healthy. And I say to them, stop drinking coffee. It's a drug. And if you stop drinking that, put that money into your fruit and veg. Fruit and vegetables are life. Nothing makes you healthier than fruit and vegetables. Even if you're not eating a raw diet, you should be having plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables, no matter how you eat in your diet. And you have to find a way to afford it. Yes, it annoys the hell out of me that animal products and meat and stuff like that are far cheaper than fruit and veg. That upsets me and angers me, and I know that, but I know that, and I have to accept that it is far more expensive to eat fruit and veg, especially in Australia. I had somebody send me a message the other day and say, oh yes, but you live in sunny Australia, it's easy to get fruit and veg and whatever. Organic fruit and veg here is through the roof. And I have to shop around to find my produce at a price that I can afford. I don't have I'm not abundantly rich. I'm not wealthy. I work very hard for my money. I work very long hours, but I'm worth it. My family's worth it, and they're the things you've got to look at. What sacrifices can I make in order to make this work? Then there's the other excuses people make. Well, I'm going out with friends. What do? It's too hard and blah, blah, blah. Yes, I agree. It's not the easiest thing to go out with people while they're sitting there indulging on all this food and you're sitting there with a big bowl of salad. I'm not saying it's easy. Nothing's easy. But if that's the ultimate goal that you want to reach, is to be a raw vegan, then you know what? You make the sacrifices. I don't feel upset when I'm sitting there and eating a big bowl, because I watch people afterwards and they're going, you know, and I can see it. And I look and I think, you know what? I feel light. I feel healthy. My skin glows. I'm feeling young and vibrant. You know, I'm nearly 40, and I look at some of my friends that are the same age and older, and I think, you know what? You're just letting yourself go. You're becoming disease-ridden, blah, blah, blah. All these different things that are coming ahead. And I think, well, you know, if you're happy, you're happy to live that way, that's fine. But for me, no, I'm not. I want to be vibrant. I want to be healthy. I have been extremely unhealthy. I have hit rock bottom. Not many people can say that they've hit rock bottom in life. I have hit rock bottom in life. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug taker. I was a junk food binger. I have hit rock bottom where my health has just been so bad. I know what it feels like to feel like crap. I know what it feels like to be so depressed. You know, booze does that to you, and you know, and you're just laying in bed for days at a time like a freaking zombie. I know how bad it feels to feel like crap, but I know how great it feels to feel great. And I don't want to feel in between. I don't want to be mediocre. I'm not mediocre. I'm not a mediocre person. You know, I aim for the stars. And, you know, if I catch the moon along the way, beautiful. And, you know, anything that I want to achieve, I put my mind to it and I say, yes, I can do this. And I know I can, because everything that I set out to do, I do. And that is because I put my blinkers on and I say, you know what? Shut the noise out. That's not coming in. This is me. Now, not to say I haven't stumbled along the way in many, many things, and I have. I've stumbled. But you know what? I never give up. I always get back up. I don't say, oh, it's too hard. You know, quitters never, ever succeed at anything. But if you keep going and you keep focused and you keep your eye on the prize, you will achieve. So, I'm ultimately responsible for what happens to me. You're ultimately responsible for what happens to you. What are you doing today to get closer to your goals? And that's what you've got to ask yourself each day. What am I doing? If you see yourself going backwards, and I've seen myself go backwards before, and I go, okay, reassess, come on. I got 4 Ds that I go for. Desire. You got to have a desire to want to be, you know, where you want to be. Discipline. You must be disciplined. You know, people say, oh, this is crap, you know, blah, blah, blah. No, you have to be disciplined in what you want to do. Dedication. You must be dedicated to your goal. If you're not dedicated to it, you're not going to achieve it. That I assure you. Dedication is essential. And most importantly, you must have determination. If you're not determined, you are not going to achieve anything. Anyway, be responsible for yourself. Remember, no one's coming to save you. And also, got to put my vegan approach into this. Don't take life, live life. Get your fruit on and your greens too. Bye for now.